Leadville Racers, how are you? My name is Mike Iddings, and I am the host of the channel Getmybuckle. Our guest here today is the original OG, not the OG you're familiar with, but original German. So this is his picture, year 2000, finished in 9:17, and it was kind of a crappy day, and he didn't come prepared. So he had to borrow or buy or steal a grocery bag to stay warm to get home, to get across that red carpet. But he did really good, came from Germany, just, kick some butt. So here is our guest, Carsten Leisering. Hey, Carsten, how you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for letting me join you and share my moments with you. Gonna be
All right.
a great
And if there's a delay, Carsten is in Munich, Germany right now. So he's 8 hours ahead of us in Colorado. So he's sharing his evening with us. All right, Carsten. So how did you get to the point in 2000, which was quite a while ago, where you said, I am going to try and do the Leadville Trail 100?
Well, it's kind of easy. I was over there as an exchange student like in 87, 86, 87, and stayed with the Iddings family. And the Iddings family always made me do things I didn't do before in my life. And then at the end of the 90s, I think, Mike started to do that Leadville thing. And I think we kind of talked about it once or twice or something. And then he said, well, I'm going to sign you up. I said, well, that's how it works, Call the Iddings, they sign you up either for motocross or for like duathlon or something crappy stuff. Sign up, show up, and do it. So that's how I got into that Leadville thing. So no big thoughts, just a yes. An easy yes, because it was always fun trying to do new things, trying to do things we don't do over here in Germany, because we don't do that. Back then we didn't do a Leadville or like a Bavarian 100-mile thing. So I said, well, why not? Do it, always fun. I love challenges, and Iddings always great to be with.
Oh, so how did you get, I don't remember, how long did you stay, how soon did you get to Colorado before the race?
I think it was a week or like 8, 9 days, maybe. It wasn't that long, I think. But it wasn't really, for me, it was long. 8, 9 days to get used to something is a long term for me. Because I always played like when I was like 18, 20, 25, I used to play field hockey in like the highest league here in Germany. And I was always in great top shape. So I never needed a long time to get into something, because you just show up, you are in perfect shape, you are strong, you're fit. So I thought like 6 or 8 days would be good enough to get used to the height. That was to the altitude. That was my biggest concern. Well, really, it wasn't a concern. It was just a thought, concern. No, nothing about concerns. Just, Iddings calls, we do it. No concerns.
Oh my goodness. For a little more reference, Carsten played the highest level field hockey you could play in Germany. And in 2000, how old are you, Carsten?
I think 30.
He was 30 when he did his first.
2000, I was 32. So
Okay,
it was my last year of field hockey.
And he played at the highest level of field hockey that he can in Germany. So he was in very good shape. Carsten comes over to America. We're packing up and we're getting ready to go to Leadville. And he decides to go on Wednesday. This is Wednesday before the race, to do a 90-mile ride from my home up to the top of Mount Evans, which is the highest drivable road, highest paved road in North America, 14,000 feet, and back, 90-mile round trip with probably 9,000 vertical climbing. He did that on Wednesday before the race. Do you remember that?
Of course I did. But the trip wasn't only just Leadville trip. It was like an adventure trip, and and try to perform. Just try to see what your body is able to do, or how good you are, but not only like the 100% Leadville. I'm coming over there to do Leadville. I want to go over there and see my friends and also see some great nature. And going up there to that highest mountain, it was just a challenge for me. Mike talked about it, so well, there's a nice mountain up there. I did that, so I said, okay, if he did it, I can do it. And it wasn't in my mind that like 2 days later, 3 days later, Leadville was like the 100 miles of Leadville. So I just said, well, Mike, how do I get to the top of the mountain? And I was in great shape. I was fit, so I didn't even think about, oh, recovery would be bad or not, because I was always great, good, physical. So it wasn't really concerned. It was just nature, Colorado, lovely, nice guys, nice landscape, and my bike worked. So why shouldn't I do it? And Mike just pushed me into it, kind of, always.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, not so much of a taper on Wednesday when you do a 90-mile ride with 9,000 vert. But when you're, when you're young, you can do that stuff. So leading up to the race, what kind of training, other than your field hockey, what kind of mountain bike training did you do?
Well, I really didn't do 100% mountain bike. Also did road biking, a kind of mixture, 50-50, road riding, road biking and mountain biking. And I think the best and the easiest way to get in shape is to do the daily things with your bike. My work was a way like a 50-minute road bike trip. So I went to work like 2 or 3 times a week with by bike. So there was like 50 minutes one way and 50 minutes back. So if you do like 2 or 3 times, you have like almost a 2-hour workout without even knowing that you're working out. It's just the daily thing, the easy miles you just perform. So that was one of the best things for me to get into that shape. That was one thing. The other thing was just the weekends. Well, I'm in Munich, and the Alps is like 1.5 hours driving with the car. And there are great trails and great passes you can do with a road bike and the mountain bike. And also to like do the mixture, road bike and just speed, just pedaling. It's just a different performance than mountain biking. Mountain biking is like steep uphills, and road biking is like you do like almost an hour uphill, yeah. And that's just a different challenge for your body. And that mixture, I think, was great for me, worked great for me. So that's right. How I most of the time try to do it.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're drawing a blank for the word. Your commute to work and back was like zone 2, was all base miles, and then you go up in the Alps. You're intense.
And I think those base miles, I'm having a hard time being in the basement and doing base miles. The basement sucks. I want to be outside. If it's raining, it doesn't matter. You put on your rain gear. I mean, basement is just, I don't know, people die down there. I don't know. So get outside. And so I did that, and always outside. And I think that's the greatest preparation for the race, being outside, getting used to the outside, getting used to beautiful weather, to sunshine and mud and shitty weather. And oh,
yeah.
On the close up, you can see I still have mud in my face, because on that day, but we'll talk about it later. But that's the easiest way. Just do outside training, and don't do that. I have to do an hour in the basement. Just go outside and do it. If you can't bike, go running. That's what I also did. Jogged a lot, went a lot of running, mountain biking, just different kind of things. I think it helps a lot better than just being on the mountain bike and just eating miles, eating miles and eating miles and eating miles. That sucks. Right. And it's also bad for your brain, I think, for your motivation. Well, that's how it was. I would
agree.
Me.
Yeah, I would agree, because I have a hard time sitting on the trainer. I'd much rather be outside. I mean, I think everybody would like to be outside, but I will gear up and go out in crappy weather instead of riding inside. That's for sure.
Yep.
So you put a bunch of miles in on your road bike, a bunch of miles in on your mountain bike. You did some running. So you did a bunch of cross training and your field hockey. So you were, you were ready. Did
I was
you
ready.
anything?
I also did. I never did a bike race in my life before, except that duathlon in Michigan. But there was like, I don't know, everybody could show up and just sign up. But to get the feeling of like a big race, like Leadville is a big race. I signed up for a road race in Austria, Lienz, Austria. It's called the Lienzer Marathon. It's only road bikes, and there were like 5,000, 6,000 competitors on the gate, and that was the best experience for me for the Leadville race, just the race situation, because going to Leadville and having no race experience at all, you might be super nervous and don't know what to do and everything. And how should I start? Fast, slow? All the people, they're running over me. What the hell? And if you like have like the choice to do an amateur race somewhere else first, with no pressure, just sign up, walk to the line, boom, they hit the gun, and then just roll and see how everything works. And I think that was pretty good for me, because with 5,000 people on the starting gate, you have to like look where you go, and if an accident occurs, everything. And so that helped me a lot for Leadville to calm down, to go there, and also talk to some experienced guys like Mike, like you did. How do you do it? And you're 110%. So I always knew when you're saying something, it's got to be a little bit truth in it. not always, because I'm German and Germans know. No, but it's a good advice just to do a race before that, just a plain race. It doesn't have to be a big one. Just around your corner, sign up, go to the gate, do it. So
All right, so there you go, first timers. Here's some advice from the OG, the original German. If you haven't done a big bike race before Leadville, try and do a big bike race before Leadville. Get the feeling of the mass start, get the feeling of the volume of people in the turn. Just get that feeling. So it's not another new thing that you have to experience when you get to Leadville, because there will be plenty, I promise.
Exactly.
All right. So, okay, what do you any idea? You had to have a triple crank back then, the 2000s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably. I didn't have a good bike. I had I would say it was like $1,000 bike back then. So I borrowed it from my girlfriend and just put some new tires on it and everything. Only had a front suspension, but it worked great. The hardtail was great for me back then, because the full suspensions back then were really heavy, and I just liked to have like the force right on the back wheel. That's what I liked, and the full suspension back then, they kind of, like on a couch. So that was good, and it wasn't that heavy, but it wasn't like the full carbon bike, because full carbon, if you have the money, okay, buy it. If you don't have the money, don't give a shit. I mean, an easy bike is not that important. You have to be in perfect shape. That's the important thing, not the perfect bike. I mean, perfect bike is always nice to have, but you have to afford it. And if you fall, it breaks. So, but back then I had like triple crank in the front. I think I had like, I don't know, 21 gears. I have no idea how many, but I used them all, I think.
I used them all. So here's a tip that I'm hearing from him is it is not about the bike. So everybody that's concerned about carbon bars versus aluminum versus whatever and trying to shave those grams, it's not about the bike. And it is about the engine that's turning that wheel on that bike. That's what you need to focus on. And we just did a show with Chris Carmichael, and he said the same thing. The bike is not going to get you across the finish line. It is going to be the kind of shape that you're in. That's what's going to get you across the red carpet. So, all right. So we borrowed a bike, put a new tire on it, packed it up, shipped it to the United States in Colorado. We unpacked it, got him going, and then the next day he goes and rides Mount Evans. Just crazy. So what about fueling for you? What do you remember? Did you change your diet? Were you doing anything special?
Well, yeah, kind of. I read an article back then, and somebody said you have to drink a lot, drink a lot of water, just water. Fill up your body with water as much as you can. It's like, well, now it's a German 3 or 4 liters a day, so it's about, I don't know. You have to convert it into gallons, but just drink. Like I started doing that like half a year or like 4 or 5 months before the race. Just started to change my habit a little bit because you always drink not enough. Or you drink like some protein shake or no, just plain water. Just get everything going in your body. That helped me a lot. I had no cramps, nothing at all, because just everything was in a kind of leveled. So that's what I changed a little bit. Other than that, I was always kind of a good eater, a healthy eater. So just have to see what you're eating: vegetables, fruits, just a great mixture. Don't buy all the shakes. Don't buy all the protein stuff. Don't buy all the what they're talking about, power bars and everything. You can do that at the race, but don't eat like 3 power bars a week and have like 5 gallons of protein shake after. Well, you can do that, but it's not my thought. And I did high-end sports playing field hockey, so I kind of always thought I know what I'm talking about, and I was never injured. A lot of people were injured. I was never injured. Not in field hockey, nothing. Not in biking. And I think that's a good sign of how your body works, And so I just changed my diet a little bit, more drinking of just water, plain water, or like with apple juice, a mixture. Did that, and just keep practicing more. So I lost weight, not by eating less, but or changing my diet, just by pedaling a little more. So actually, I lost weight. I lost like 15 pounds from like field hockey to mountain bikes, and I wasn't fat back then, but just I think it's like the Tour de France guys. The lighter, the faster you uphill. I mean, that's how it is in biking. That's simple. So
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Wait.
wait, not on your bike, on your body. Well, you can also do it with a bike, but it won't help you that much. So rather do it with your body. Is my advice.
Well,
So
good advice. I mean, the easiest way to improve your watts per kilogram, your power to weight ratio, is to lose weight. If you can, if you've got some extra, it's, you're better off losing weight than you are buying carbon bars or a carbon seat post. I mean, just lose the weight, get the power to weight ratio better.
Save the money, just buy healthy food. Just eat healthy food, vegetables, some I don't know, just salad, everything, groceries, just not only groceries, but just in the morning maybe like some cereals with some fruits in it and spaghetti or something. But don't do that 110%. Oh, I'm gonna do it perfect. I'm gonna no. Then you won't make it because you're just too cramped up in your brain. You have to do like a little bit. It's crazy shit I'm doing. So do it like a crazy man, not like a professional. We're not professionals. We're amateurs. We're bloody amateurs going up 100-mile race with professionals, but they are professional. So we just want to have fun, And that's what I think most important thing over here while practicing, while doing all the things, fun. Don't forget the fun. Always has to be fun. Okay, once in a while, it's shitty weather outside, you're paddling, you're muddy, you're everything. It's not that big fun, but most of the time, fun is what motivates you. The fun to see your body improving, you're losing a little bit weight, even more fun, getting in better shape. No, it's what my philosophy was, just loosen up in your mind, in your brain. Don't be too tight.
Don't be too tight, because you're gonna have to roll with the punches come race day. because there's going to be a lot of different things come at you. So if you're loose in the mind, you can, take different things on. It's going to be better. So, all right. So do you remember the start of the 2000 Leadville Trail 100?
Oh, the start was, well, I think we woke up at 5 in the morning, or we got up at 5 in the morning, I think, and went for a run for like 20 minutes, some jogging to get in shape, and then did some stretching afterwards. I think the race started at 6:30, maybe. I'm not sure. 6:30. 6 back then. So I got up, I think, an hour or 1.5 hours early, and had some cereals, did some running, some stretching, and got my gear together. But the gear was all packed up. We did that the day before, but we didn't do too much. I think we had some water bottles, and we had some power bars, I think. And back in those days, we had dry meat. What do you call that meat? Is all dried
Jerky.
up. Jerky. I think we had some jerky because back then you said jerky is good for you. And if eating says good for you, might as well just do it. So I had some beef jerky with me, I think. And
it was somebody else.
And some a rain cover and long sleeve, but not too much because I'm never cold in my legs, so I was always wearing short bibs, and but here with that things on.
Yep. Bibs, what we call them.
Okay, bibs.
One-piece bibs, yeah.
No, and the jersey and the long sleeve jersey, I think. I'm even not sure, or just the rain cover maybe, and helmet, gloves, and glasses, and that was it. Biking shoes, of course, but not the all equipped stuff. I had no pullover leg things, or maybe on the arms would be nice to have. Back then I didn't have them. Okay, and I survived. So if you want them, okay. But the more you put on the gate on the line, the more you have to carry, the more it bothers you at the end maybe. And you're just thinking about, oh, when to drop it off, when not. It's not about that. It's just about you're on the bike and you feel comfortable because there are 500 people around you. And if you have like 2 or 3 sleeves, or if you have like a super hyper vest or something, you can do it. But if you don't do it, if you don't have it, it's no big deal. You will still be with other guys. And your head isn't that full with all this. What do I have to pack? What do I have to put on? No. You can do that for like hours and hours if you want to, but that's not the point of the race, The race is there's like power line in front of you or something. That's the race. Not, okay, my vest is like a super hyper Italian style stuff. No bullshit. I mean, fuck him. So that was my start. Like it's 6 in the morning,
Do you remember going up St. Keven?
St. Even, like
the first climb, pavement down.
Yeah.
Pavement down in the start, freezing cold. And then we get to the river, we cross the railroad tracks, and we turn right. Now we're on the dirt road. We go around the meadow, and then we turn left and we start to go up St. Keven climb. Yeah. Back in the day, back then it was a mass start.
Yeah.
The mass start.
And even with how do you call those people with the two guys on the bike?
Tandem.
They were also tandems, everything. They were all in one bunch, going down the first thing, and then they're all kind of piled up at the first climb. But somehow it worked, somehow it worked, and just you don't have to be afraid. You can't be afraid. It's a challenge, but the challenge wasn't that tough, because you're just in the racing thinking, racing mentality. So somehow it works, and it worked for everybody. Maybe you fall, okay? If you fall, well, stand up, go get on your bike, and pedal again. No big deal if you fall. I mean, fuck yeah, you fall. So remember that. It was. But what I tried to do back then, there were only a few how many starters were there? 300, 200, 400? I have no idea how many starters were there back then.
2000, there were probably 800 people by then.
Oh, okay. But what I kind of thought is at the start, I don't know if it's possible now, but back then the quick guys were in front, and then it kind of got, I don't know how they did it, but we were kind of the top third, like 30% in front of us, 70 behind us. I don't know why, how, but I think probably you pushed me into it with you. So that was great because we were with the fast guys, and the fast guys just they push you up. They it's like a big rubber band, you know, and you are just behind those fast guys, and that motivates you. That was good, especially for the first climb, because with the first climb you're in the back of the pack. You lose. It sucks. You have to push, or I don't know, the slow guys, and you are full of strength. You're just like, oh, I'm gonna do it. And then there are some big guys in front of you. It's like, fuck no, push uphill, first mountain, first hill. It's like, no, can't do it. So I stayed with the fast guys, and it helped a lot. It was great feelings. Like, woo, yeah, I can do it. So it's what I thought. Start quick, start fast, even though it's a long race, but if you pass the first guys, they have to pass you back, but you're in front of them. And the less riders who are in front of you, the less you have to concern about what they do. You know, when there are 500 guys in front of you, it's going to be a mess sometimes because they don't know what they're doing. It's like, okay, should I push? Should I pedal first gear, 50th gear? I have no idea. Oh, my clothes are bothering. Oh, I need to, no. The fast guys, they know what they're doing, you know, or the experienced guys. The beginners, like I was a beginner, I had no idea what to do. So I just stayed with those guys who were quick because they know what they're doing. You know, nowadays probably it's impossible because you have like those gates, but back then that helped me a lot.
Huh. Well,
So
what I'm hearing from you is, as far as tips for the beginners, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You know, one less thing to worry about, 5 less things to worry about. Just keep it simple. You're going to be racing. You're going to be, you know, game on and focused and not have all the other things to be concerned about.
Exactly. Don't be afraid of anything. Be confident. Go to the line, push your bike to the line, and boom, open the gate and just go. Do it. Pedal. Stop pedaling. Stop thinking. I mean, there's no need to think, you know, just no need to think. You can think when you're like up on the very top. You can think if I need the oxygen or not, okay? But other than that, just pedal and steer, shout out of my way, left, right, that's it, you know?
Oh man. So do you remember what was the toughest part of the course? Do you remember what that would be?
Well, the toughest, well, it actually, well, in the morning it was nice. It was no cloud, nothing. It was perfect weather. It was a perfect weather, super dry, not too warm. It was a perfect bike day. So everything went good. I stayed with the quick guys, like top 50 or top 60 at the beginning. So it was pretty good. And everything was perfect. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna like, everything was okay. Except, well, we did like the wrong direction for like, I don't know, back then everything was kind of amateur thing, you know, the road wasn't really marked. So me and 5 other guys took a ride, you know, for like 25 minutes, but it was wrong. So we should have went straight. So we kind of had to turn around. But even that wasn't a big of a problem. The biggest problem was going up to the very top was also okay. Going downhill was okay. But then I decided to drop my rain cover, to drop it and leave it at those points where you get the food.
Yeah. Was it the bottom of Columbine or was it at Fish Hatchery?
No, it was in bottom of Columbine, way back. bottom of Columbine, way back,
Columbine.
I think, or even the way there could be, because I wanted to lose weight. And my little bag, it was that size, was like a few hundred grams. But I was like, okay, losing weight, doesn't matter. Easiest way is either drop the water bottle, I don't want to do that, or like get rid of your weight cover, you know? So I put that away. So I had only my short sleeves and my bibs and feel great. And way back Columbine and then back to the, I think, fish hatchery, to the lake, the weather changed dramatically. It was like, I only can say it in Celsius, it was like 20 degrees Celsius, so it's pretty warm and nice, short sleeve, everything, to 4 degrees, snowing, thunderstorming. And the road changed from super nice to that much mud. It was impossible sometimes to even steer, nothing. So that was for me the toughest, when I was wearing those short sleeve gear in 4 degrees Celsius. It's like, you know, snow weather. So that's, a lot of people did that. They were not prepared for that. So my advice to you, never leave your raincoat, never leave it. Always take it with you, because back then it changed. People fell off their bike. They just fell, they collapsed, because it just got so cold and so nasty. When a power line, and I think power line was the toughest, I think, because it was thundering, snowing, and the thunder and the lightning struck, hit the power line, and you are under the power line with your bike in your short sleeve and everything. And so that was the toughest I've done in my life back then, for my body, for my mental, for everything. But Germans never give up. No, so that was tough. That was tough. Just the weather was really bad, really nasty. But still, I mean, you have to think about quit or keep pedaling. And I had no cramps, couldn't feel my hands, couldn't feel nothing because it was so cold. You were in that race also. The shifting, they froze. They couldn't even shift. Everything was frozen on the bike. Couldn't do a thing, nothing. Just be on the bike, pedal, couldn't feel your hands, nothing. Pedal. In your short sleeve stuff, you know, it's like, what am I doing here? Of course, the world is not fair to me and everything. But but just kept pedaling. And I think that's the motivation. Just, you come over here, do it. If you sign up, you finish, you know? If you sign up and don't finish because maybe it's too cold, or I don't know, your front brake is broken, or no. If you still pedal, you know? If you don't cramp, if your body is okay, do it. So back then we did that, and that power line thing was nasty with the lightning and everything. I was really scared. A lot of people gave up on that power line thing, because they said, no, it's dangerous. I stopped. I quit. And a lot of people just gave up or just fell off the bike because they collapsed. So that was hard to watch, but it wasn't a reason to give up. You know, if they stop, okay, it's their choice, but it's always up to you. And it was up to me. So I said, well, I'm gonna finish it.
Oh yeah, in Ken's words, I commit, I won't quit.
Yeah, exactly. I won't quit. Why? I mean, if both legs worked, everything worked, but I don't know if I can say that, if I can talk about it, but it was so cold, and sometimes during the race you have to pee, so you stop, pee, and you go back to the bike, back on the bike and start pedaling. But back then it was so cold on the bike, you said, let it go. And you pedaled, you let go, and it was so nice and warm. You said, what a pleasure. And but still, that's part of the game and part of the story, you know? Thinking back, those memories, and that was just great. You know, it's like, man, that feels great. That feels good, you know? Drink and, it feels great again. because it was so cold. And then those guys on the race, how do you call this, officers or something, they just looked at the guys and said, okay, you have to stop, you're out. Or they pulled those garbage bags. They covered you with garbage bags so you won't collapse. So they just stopped, boom, arms up, garbage bag over you, helmet on, boom, and keep going. And that was an experience. And it was a tough experience, but I won't miss it. I loved it back then. But that was the hardest thing, the weather change. And that's what always maybe could happen in Colorado. Don't be too confident with the weather. It might be a beautiful day. It might be, but it might also be a monster bad day. And then you know what you have to do. Just keep pedaling and don't think too much. Just do it.
Just do it. Oh my
Just do it.
goodness. So, all right. So when you get to you're up power line, when do you remember when you knew you were going to finish?
At the starting gate.
Oh, at
I
this.
had
Oh,
no
awesome.
doubt about it. I had no doubt about it. I mean, there was no. Why should I, if I start, why should I think about not finishing? My bike breaks, okay, I can finish. My leg breaks, I can finish. You know, somebody runs me over, okay, I can finish. But you go to the starting gate, you do the race. There's no reason to even think about not finishing. You go there with a smile on your face, say, great, I'm here on the line. Nowadays, you made the lottery, you are in it. You know, even if the first victory is like be in the lottery and get the racing number plate. That's
Right.
the first thing. And other than that, I mean, there's no thinking about, oh, I'm not gonna, no, can't make it. Bullshit. I mean, on the gate drops, boom.
I love it. Oh, that's
And
awesome. So
I remember you were saying that you might have to push up the hill like at the highest point. What is it? The highest point,
Columbine.
Columbine. I said no, Mike. I'm not going to push. I never pushed the bike uphill. I never did. And those were my goals. You know, Mike said you might push. I said no, I don't. So those always little part of the race. You know, this is one thing, the next thing that helped me a lot also. Don't see the whole race like, oh, big thing. And okay, now here I'm at power line. Now I have a fish hatchery. No, I'm here. And that was good. And I had the little notes on my bike. You showed me what to write on it. It's like here on the mile this one. That helped also a lot. You know, those
Yeah, now we
little.
actually have now I make and distribute top tube stickers to put right on the top tube of your bike that are already printed Carter Summit, Pipeline, Twin Lakes, Columbine, and you can write your goal times on there.
And I think
So
that helps a lot. Yeah, I think that helps a lot. So you know
good.
where you are, how far to go, how to how to how your speed is right now, if your speed is good or not good. But I didn't have any watch, or how do you call those, Apple watches or something, or like Garmin's. I had nothing. I only had my feeling. Maybe that was better for me than looking at the Garmin. Oh, I'm like a heart rate of 180. I have to slow down. Well, you don't have to. No, you feel it. You know, you kind of feel it, and then it might be better for me. It worked better than looking at the Garmin because I'm not a professional. If I would be a professional, okay, the Garmin. That's my second heart. But I'm an amateur. An amateur and Garmin, I think, might be a little bit dangerous. You know.
So you did not have a computer on your bike when you did the race?
About the size of a size a little which said how many miles I did. Like it was those computers back then. It's like 5 functions: top
Right.
speed, what very important, top speed, distance. What else? Average speed and one more. I don't know, but that
Yeah.
was it.
Time.
That's it, and it worked. You know, for me it worked great. As I said before, the less you have in your mind and your thoughts and equipment, everything, the better you focus on yourself.
Huh. Well, I think that's a great perspective. Um, Oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna? Oh, so you cleared all of Columbine?
I
You
think
never
so,
pushed
yeah.
your bike once at Columbine? And what about Powerline? Did you clear Powerline too?
Ma- of course of course I cleared it, but I think I might, I don't know, because of that shitty weather. No, I think I pedaled all the time because I had like the 21 gear thing. So the first gear was like always, it was like kind of slower than walking. Maybe I no, I think I walked. I think I walked with a few guys. It's always great, like to find a few guys who have the same speed you have. It was also great to experience. On the flats, might be a different group, but always find a group to share
Share the
because
load. Share the load.
yeah,
Work
but
together.
find it doesn't have to be the same one all the time. Because on the flat, I had a group, they were super fast in the flat, but they sucked going uphill. So I stayed with them in the flat and then went uphill and they was like, no, they're too slow. So I passed them. And then I found another few guys, and that always helps a lot. You talk a little bit, don't be like, just keep talking to the guys. It would help me. Just
Huh.
don't be too aggressive. Don't be too in. Just be open-minded. It would kind of help me, especially on the way back when it was really bad, nasty weather. Then I passed. I remember that after Powerline, um, you could kind of tell if you make it below 9 or not.
Well,
And
this model, this 3D print model that
okay,
Daniel Baggendorf sells and provided me for the show. We
awesome.
are, let's see, here's pipeline. So you've got all this flat, you've got a bunch of flats, then all of a sudden you've got power line.
Yep.
You remember all those? Remember those climbs?
Yep. Those flats were great because you could just be with a quick group, and then you go into the power line. It's like boom, and you kind of have to change your kind of everything changes right away. Then everything changes.
Yeah.
But
Do you
you
remember the
you
boulevard?
the what?
Do you remember the boulevard?
Or the way back,
Long,
almost at
like
the finish.
when you come home, you're
Yeah.
on this flats, then you make that hard left turn, and it was all the baby head rocks. And then you just had that couple miles of just easy
Well,
uphill, but it just is at the end of the race, it's just such a butt kicker.
but before that, before the uphill, there was that kind of a flat road, and that was that high of mud. It was that much mud. Couldn't. It was like first, like how do you say motocross idle? You just idle to the gate. Like first gear. That was probably the toughest thing after Powerline. Those last few miles because the weather, just the conditions. It wasn't a hard pack. Those little rocks was even better having those rocks than the mud.
Yeah, that must have been Tennessee Creek Road coming home, where you're going around the big valley. The big valley's over here, and
Yeah,
know,
exactly. Come out of the valley. Yeah, yeah.
yep. So then the boulevard was that long straight road paralleling the railroad tracks, getting you back to Leadville, which for, after 100 miles, it's just a kick in the teeth.
It is. It is. It is.
You
It
remember
kind
that
of
one?
takes you forever, of course, because you kind of know you're almost home. You almost made it, but this got just tough. It is tough. It is hard. You're exhausted. Your energy is kind of gone. But I think that's when I took some of those power gel things to
Mhm.
get some extra energy. I didn't take them before because with the power gel, once you use it, you have to use them all the time. Is what I kind of thought. So I kept them for kind of the end, the last hour, 1.5 hours. Start with the gel, and that helped a little bit to get some extra kick.
Yeah.
And don't think too much about if you can complain, you can yell, you can shout, you can everything, but don't stop. Just keep paddling. complain about the world, complain about everything, about the bike's a piece of shit and everything, and but keep pedaling and you're moving. You're just moving forward, you know. Just let's set those little goals, just like up to the next corner, up to those building over there. Okay, next one. No. And if you focus on those little steps, that helps also, you know. Don't see like, whoa, 10 more miles. It's like 1 mile to this point. Boom, I made it. Another
Yeah.
one, boom, we're there. So that's kind of set your mind in those little steps. Don't see the whole thing, but keep pedaling and find
Yeah. Little
guys
victory,
to share. And
small bites, right? Take small bites, little victories. They
exactly.
add up and they get you through the day. All right. So when you crested hit the hospital hill, you can see town, you can see the crowd, you can see the red carpet. What happens?
Well, I mean, you are kind of dead. You're mentally dead, you're physically dead, you're just dead. And you see the finish line, but you don't even know what to do with the finish line because you're just in a kind of a how do you call that? A runner who's like running on those endorphins or something, those
Tunnel
chemical
vision.
things. Yeah. And you're
Blinders or tunnel vision.
both, everything. Yeah. You're just, and so I didn't say, yeah, I made it, up there's the finish line. It's like just get there and boom, just fall, tip over, done.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there you go. There's no arms up, there's no victory dance, there's no nothing. This is I'm glad it's over.
Glad it's over, and you know what? Super proud that you made it. And that is, I think, for every beginner, for every first timer, you're over the finish line. If you don't smile, don't laugh, that doesn't matter. It's just all the inside. I finished, tipped over, out, exhausted, couldn't do a thing. I said, never in my life to do that. It was like the once in a lifetime experience you sometimes do. I know. Different things do once in a while, once a life. And there was a thing, you over the finish line, across the finish line, and just nothing. There was nothing in my mind because I tried to do the best I could possibly do. The best, the hardest for my body. It challenged my body and my physics and everything to the very limit. And that was the great moment to experience what your limit is. And if you finish, as my thinking, if you finish and didn't reach your limit, there's something missing. You have to be at the finish line. You say, that's it. I can't do any further. That's it. I'm done. I gave it all. And then you're super proud of yourself because you said, well, done, nothing. This is the end of my life right now, you know. Now I need, I don't know, just boom, lay there. It's like when you look at the Olympic Games, like marathon or something, or like as skiing, cross-country skiing, those guys, they go across the finish line, they just tip over spit over here and everything. And that's the same feeling, you know. You're at the finish line. Maybe I don't know if it's with you, Mike, but at the finish line, that's it. You are out. Your power is gone, completely gone. At least for
Oh,
me, it was completely gone. It's like, no, can't do it. Can't even do one more turn. No. But it's a great moment to achieve and a great moment to experience your life. And as a first timer, if you reach that moment, you know, that was the perfect one. Time doesn't matter at all. Fuck the time. Time, if you have 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11, it doesn't matter at all. At the finish line, and you said, I gave it all, then you are super proud of yourself. It doesn't matter the time. I didn't care about the time. If you have the big buckle, the small one, I didn't even know about the difference back then, you know. But I said, okay, I gave it all, nothing left in the tank, out. Fuel is gone, completely gone. Everything is gone. And that moment, looking back, is just a great moment to remember. So that was my finish line experience. You know, it's just like, yeah, I made it. No, I made boom out, you know. And And I think that is a great moment because you don't have that many moments in your life. You know, it's hard to find those moments where
Hard to
you're
find.
all out, you gave it all. And at work, no, always have something, some spare power or different power left. And with the relationship, you, if you give it all, no, never. You always have some strength left, you know. But on that day, I gave it all, physically, mentally, gave it all, and that is one of the few moments in my life where I can say I gave it all. And looking back, whenever I have a hard time now, I always say that day I know how it is, and that is a proud moment to achieve.
Oh, awesome. I love that. I love that. Absolutely love that. Gave it all, left everything on the course, just emptied the
Everything.
tank. That's, and you finished. It's great.
Yeah, and the
So
time doesn't matter at all. The time doesn't matter at all.
he says the time doesn't matter at all. However, he did do a 9:17 after doing 90 miles 4 days before. So hell of an athlete, that's for sure. And he had plenty in the tank. He left it all in the course, man. I wonder what he would have done had he not done 90 miles on Wednesday
With good weather conditions.
with good
Good weather
weather.
conditions, probably half an hour. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm serious. That
It was,
was
I
really
know
nasty.
it was rough, it was a rough afternoon that year. That's for sure. So what's your are you coming back?
Well, somebody wants to talk me into it. But if I would love to do it again, but I would only do it if I have enough time to get in shape, because I wouldn't show up there and say, well, maybe I make it or not. So if I would sign up, it would take me half a year to get in shape. In a half year, do it my own way. Don't read books, or I wouldn't read books or read any advices. Just I kind of knew how I was in good shape. But other than that, being not in a perfect shape, I wouldn't sign up, because then it sucks. Because then you cramp. Everything just sucks. And another mountain, and up there, oh, and 20 more miles, can't do it. And no, go to the bar, take a left. There's a bar, get a drink. No, so I would love to do it, but I would have to have the time to get in shape and be in this shape where I'm confident to finish. Because when I'm on the line, I have to be confident, and I'm finishing for sure. But if I'm not 100% in the shape, I might not finish, and that's not my thinking. You know, it's like you only do it. Maybe you did it like 29 times, okay, you know. But for me, it was like once one a lifetime thing. And now, if I would do it again, it would be another lifetime thing. And I love doing things in a good preparation. When I'm in great shape, it's more fun, because then
More
you have nothing to complain about. Your body won't leave you, because you did everything to get on the lane, on the starting gate, starting line. So I would do it again maybe, but need time. I need time to get in shape, and
Well,
maybe even get it.
you get the
Huh?
email January 8th or 9th, somewhere in that time frame. So that gives you 7 full months to train, right? So timing's perfect. And I don't know,
Um,
for all you listener viewers out there, probably the one thing that stuck with me the most in this conversation with Carsten is when I asked him, when did you know you were going to finish the race? And he paused and said, at the starting line. That is probably one of the best pieces of advice you can take away from this show. And that is, make sure that you are confident. Do all your homework. You cannot cram for the Leadville test. So you do all your training. You train your gut, you train your body, you train your mind, you prepare your bike, you get everything ready so that on the starting line, you know you're going to finish. I mean, that's priceless information, I think. I mean, I've heard confident people, and I've talked to a lot of people about this, and this is the first time I've ever heard somebody say at the finish line. I hear a lot of, when I crested power line, I knew I was going to finish. When I got to the Carter Summit, I knew I was going to finish. When I got to the Boulevard, I knew I was going to finish. But to have the confidence inside you to say at the starting line, that's awesome, man. That's being prepared for Leadville in your head. When you are that confident, I mean, that is just, I love that. I mean, I will take that with me, forever. And when I coach people on the course, and I am going to, that's going to be part of the things that we stress is going to be, you make sure that when you put your bike in your corral, you're going to finish. And that is going to propel you through the day as much as anything is. So I love that. I love the confidence. I love the attitude. That's great. So I think that's an excellent way to wrap this up. Let everybody know, get this right. Get this right. Along with everything else, get your head right. It's going to be a good day. So
believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You can make more out of yourself than you ever thought about. You could make out of yourself. You're just stronger than you think you are.
Yep. And those, Ken's version is, you're better than you think you are, and you can do more than you think you can. And that's Ken from day one telling everybody that, and that's true. So, all right, my friend and my brother in Munich, good to see you. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for leaving that mental, tough, confident piece of advice. Know you're going to finish when you put your bike on the starting line. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, all right, my friend.
Thank you, Mike.
And I don't know when we're going to see you again. What was that?
Good luck for the guys, for the first timers, and believe it's just great time, great people. Leadville is a great place to be once a year.
All right, my friend. You take care. Thank you again. And I can't wait till you come back. And you have to follow me all the way around that course. All right. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
All right, Leadville racers. Good advice from a German contestant 25 years ago, still remembers the course, still remembers the day, because it's Leadville. It's Leadville. So the channel, Getmybuckle, subscribe, like, send it to your friends, and you first timers want to be on the show, come be on the show. Another thing we have for this show only is through Carmichael Training Systems. If you want to sign up and have them coach you, they will waive the athlete registration fee, which I think is $89 if you use the code Getmybuckle, and that is special for this channel. And you can save that registration fee if you sign up with CTS. Another discounts available is through Bird Wheels, the rope spoke wheel, the lightest wheels there are. Carbon hoops, rope spokes, Talon hubs. Good, comfortable setup for Leadville. Super light, great way to go. They're offering 10% if you use the code BIRDBUCKLE 2024. So we're partnering up with companies that are going to provide products that are going to help you get, to the red carpet in under 12 hours. So, all right, racers, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye.